Welcome to Sports Close-Up. Mike Fiorillo, co-host Jim Berger. Jim, good to see you again, buddy.
Mike, happy to be here as always.
Today, good show, Jim. Titusville basketball, high school basketball. We spoke to the head coach, Craig Mellers. You were unable to make it, so our good friend Luke Rio sat in as a co-host, host of the morning drill, and we got a chance to talk to Craig and some of his players. So, having a great season down at Titusville this year.
Are they? Yeah. I know that they have pretty good history. I remember last year we were talking on the basketball preview show a lot about that. So.
Yeah, they're having a great season this year, and let's go right to it. Coach Craig Mellers and some of the players. Here with the head coach of the Titusville Rockets, Craig Mellers, and our special guest host, Luke Rio. And gentlemen, thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for having us, Mike.
All right, Craig, let's get right to it. Tell the fans, first of all, Titusville, you're doing a great season so far.
Yeah, so far so good.
Go ahead.
It's been a long time since we've been relevant in Titusville basketball, and the town's been buzzing. It's been great to see it. A lot of the kids are getting a lot of recognition both on and off the court, which is nice. And, going out to different stores and venues here in Titusville, people are buzzing about it, and it's nice to hear, for sure.
Do you get, free meals from the people then?
I wish, No, but, just the recognition's nice. I mean, my first 2 years here, I don't think anyone would have known what was really going on with Titusville basketball. And this year, it seems like wherever we go, people are always saying, hey, aren't you the coach? Or, the boys are always getting recognized out in public, which is nice. That means we have good fan support.
And it means they're showing up to the games,
Absolutely.
too. It's been fantastic.
Yeah, and there's been a lot of people within the school district also that have said, they've been to several games this year, which has been really nice, and they've really enjoyed watching the boys play.
It's been fun covering you guys, and I just want to ask, at what point in the season did you know you have something special?
We knew it going into this season.
did you?
Yeah, we've been, this is mostly my third year with most of my starting five. So we've been building on this. I mean, Kai Skinner's been starting for me since he's been a freshman. He's now a junior. Tyler Gates has been starting for me since he's been a sophomore. Now he's a senior. Nate Ciccarelli, which is also a senior, started for me last year.
Great basketball name, Ciccarelli. I like that.
Yeah.
Sounds like he'd be playing in Hoosiers.
And then also Brady Corkland's been starting for me the last 2 years, and he's a junior this year. So we knew we had 4 solid starters coming back, and we knew this was the year. So we kind of knew it going in.
The PIAA, with their wisdom, changes regions every couple of years for whatever reason they feel deemed necessary, which has kind of hurt the rivalries from the past. I remember back in the day, Meadville-Titusville was a great rivalry in sports, even in basketball. And your team doing a good job, Meadville doing a good, would have been fun if they played this year. But my question is to you, when you looked at your region this year, and you knew you were going to be good going in, but your region is very competitive, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. I mean, every year the Erie County League up there, which is mostly the teams that we play, every year it's competitive. They're a hard-playing region. Even back whenever I played high school ball back in the day for the ECL, I mean, every night was, regardless if they had a good record or bad record, you had to be focused going in, ready to go, and it hasn't changed. So.
But some of those rivalries, too, are new. I mean,
yeah.
Mercyhurst Prep's a great one.
Right.
The last couple of years, those games have been really exciting to watch.
Yeah, and so is the Northwestern ones, and now we've got Fairview. So, we're starting to build our own rivalries within this region, and it's really exciting.
Now, you said you knew your team was going to do well, but when you play in a region like that, not only do you have to be ready physically, but mentally you have to be tough, right? So how did you get your team mentally ready?
Well, we've been preparing for that also.
How did you prepare for that?
Well, just getting the boys in the mindset. This is a year, having some leadership. The first couple of years, some of those younger kids were a little quiet, and they let the seniors do most of the talking. But, we took initiative over the summer to make sure that they knew this was their team this year, and we needed to take the team and, direct them in the right direction. And that's exactly what some of them have done, which has been great.
And you've had some key elements. I mean, you have some outside shooters. You have Gates inside.
Right.
So you're able to move the ball around and do different things.
Yeah, for sure. We knew we were mostly going to be a perimeter team with Tyler inside. And, with our quickness and good ball rotation, we knew that was going to open up Tyler inside. So, it's really worked well this year. We're gelling. We're playing good ball, so.
Let's go back in time for you so we get some understanding where you came from. Where'd you go to high school?
I went to high school at General McLean.
Okay, which is a good school. You played ball there?
Yep.
Who's your coach?
Andy Schultz.
Yeah.
Yeah, Roy Stauffer.
Yeah, and those two, if I remember right, if they had something to say, they kind of said it.
Oh yeah, the no filter, you know.
Right.
And you know, I learned a lot from those guys. And
Good teams, too.
oh, absolutely. You know.
In your face type teams.
Oh yeah, we were an intense team. I mean, we hit the floor. I mean, if we didn't have floor burns, it was not a good night for us. So, you know, very intense, and the way they approached every game was very intensive. And I've tried to instill some of that in my boys.
When did you know? Did you know back then when you were a senior, maybe someday I want to be a coach? Or
No.
When you went to college? Where'd you go to college?
I went to college at Edinboro. I didn't play basketball there,
Okay.
but it probably maybe my senior year in college. You know, I'm a teacher, so
You got your teaching degree at Edinboro.
yeah, I did. Yep. So maybe my senior year in college, I really started missing the game. And just, I thought, you know, I have all this knowledge up here, why not use it? I'm a health and phys ed teacher, so, you know, I took that with me to Florida and started off as an assistant my first year in Florida and then moved my way up. So,
What did you learn from coaching in Florida? Because I know the athletes in Florida are unbelievable.
Yeah.
There's some phenomenal athletes out
they
there.
are. You know, it's kind of the perfect storm is what we had some pretty good teams down there, and, you know, you had the athleticism like you just talked about, and then you bring the hard-nosed northern touch to it. And we gave teams fits, and with that athleticism, you know, it really paid off. So
And you guys decided, your wife and you decided to move back home.
we did for family. Yep,
And you got your job at Titusville.
I did. Yep.
How were you able to turn this program around, and what was your plan? Like in 3 years, some people have 4-year plan, 5-year plan, whatever.
Well, I mean, the first year I took over, we had a pretty decent team the year before, and then a lot of senior heavy team, and they all graduated. So I knew by just who was left that we were going to have to rebuild. And, you know, though you don't like to use that rebuild term, per se, but we knew we were going to have some growing pains with some younger kids, and we did the first year. And we got better last year, and we actually made a push for the playoffs last year, which was kind of heartbreaking not to get in at the last second. But, you know, we knew going into this year, you know, I don't say we had a 3-year plan, but I knew it was a matter of time we were going to get this program turned back around.
Since PIAA has changed their playoff thing, now it's open playoffs and not all this. Are you a fan of that? And do you have are you a coach that's going to say, if my team's not 500, we're going to opt out?
I like to be competitive. I'm a competitive guy. You know, I hate to say that I would opt out. You know, like for instance, last year we were 13-9.
Oh, definitely.
We missed the playoffs by
Right.
1 game.
Right.
Absolutely, I would have liked to have gotten in there
Sure.
because I think we could have made some noise. I mean, Mercyhurst Prep went 2 games into the state playoffs
Right.
last year, and we beat them pretty handily here at home
Right.
at the end of the season. So
Again, very exciting games.
we did, you know, and we were playing really, really well at the end of the season last year. So, you know, this type of format could have benefited us last
Sure.
year, for sure. So, you know, it should be interesting. You know, it's our first year in it. I'd like to see kind of how it pans out, but
I'm hearing also that the higher seed right now looks like they're going to host the first round of the playoffs in their gym, and that's got to be exciting.
yeah, I mean, you know, I don't know how it's going to pan out. I don't know, you know, how the buys work. You know, I guess it all kind of depends on how many teams opt in.
Right.
You know, so it would be neat to host something like that here because it's never been done before. You know, so it's exciting. I mean, whether we get a bye or we have a first round home game or whatever it may be, just the atmosphere should be pretty neat for these kids.
And how is it? How do you feel about like Luke and Stream coming in and televising your games? That's got to be neat for the kids. And
Yeah.
then they give them to Armstrong and they televise them throughout the area of Armstrong. That's got to be cool.
Yeah, it is, and the kids really enjoy that. I mean, they'll come to me after it's, you know, aired, being like,
Yeah.
you know,
We have
it's
very
pretty neat.
polite kids, by the way.
Oh,
Mr.
thanks.
Skinner came over and said, "Hey, thanks for being here." So I thought, as a player, as a student, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, for sure. And the kids really, it's almost like lights, camera, action, you know. They see the cameras being set up. They see, you know, them putting on their headphones, and they know that they're under the microscope. And we've played pretty well with them here, so
yeah.
so far so
I'll
good.
tell you, Mike, it really is exciting to be here in the gym watching these guys.
I remember when Meadville used to come here too. The thing that Meadville kids were affected by was your gym.
Yeah.
We always felt that you guys had a big home court advantage in your gym because it's a unique type of gym. You know, bleachers on one side, bleachers underneath one basket.
Yeah.
It's different than most gyms. Do you feel like you have a home court advantage here?
Yeah, I mean, I've heard that from several coaches before. I mean, not only just the gym atmosphere, but also because they have to travel so far to get here. You know, and I always kind of turn around the question on them. I said, well, you know, you guys have to travel an hour. It's an advantage for us, but every single away game for us, we have to travel an hour.
Right.
So, I mean, we're at a disadvantage every night. So I kind of compare our gym a little bit to what I'm used to back whenever I played with, like, Northeast. You know, you get underneath that one side in Northeast, the crowd was just crazy. So, you know, this year in particular, our fans have been great. And I think that's definitely an advantage, especially underneath that one basket. So,
What's your coaching style?
up-tempo. We're up-tempo in your face. You know, I can always say we can improve on defense, but I'm a firm believer that a good defense results in a good offense. And, you know, with Luke being here in several games, I think he would say, probably and agree with me, the better defense we play, the better offense.
Oh, absolutely.
Our transition, getting...
Forced turnover.
Oh, absolutely.
Just run up the court.
One shot and out,
Right.
turnover, whatever it is, push the ball and go. I mean, I have, you know, like I said, 4 guards starting for me and then Tyler. And Tyler is a fast big man. So the way that we get running, I mean, that's my style, up tempo.
Very
deep?
aggressive. Very aggressive.
How
Yeah.
deep do you go?
Usually about 7 or 8.
That's good.
Yeah. My 8th guy is a freshman. So, you know, he's coming along a little bit. He's gave me a couple good minutes there against
So
Northwestern.
He probably plays JV and then
He does.
varsity.
Yep.
Ready. Now, your style of coaching, as far as how are you with your players
You know,
in practice or during?
you got to build a good relationship with them. You have to understand them. And, you know, I'm lucky to have my assistant, his son's on the basketball team. So I hear a lot through him, and I kind of hear things through the grapevine, which I think normal coaches don't get that.
Right.
So, you know, I know when the kids are struggling a little bit physically, you know, and I try to cater to that a little bit. Or maybe we need to take a mental break and watch some film or whatever. They don't understand exactly what they're doing wrong. So I kind of have that advantage a little bit. So I try to build a relationship with them more than anything. And I want to understand my players. You know, the old school, you know, I'm kind of an old school coach a little bit. But at the same time, I think...
Not Bobby Knight.
No, and I think at the same time you have to feel what your players are feeling
Right.
a little bit and understand, so...
Is that difficult for you when you're coaching, when you see a kid struggle, like Northwestern, for example? Gates kind of struggled a little bit, and do you see that on the sidelines? What do you do to help Gates in that situation?
Well, you just got to build their confidence. I mean, you know, Tyler, you know, in that game, he was a little frustrated at times. And I'm like, Tyler, you are the best big man in this region.
Nice.
There is no reason why you can't take this game over right now. And he is. He's the best big man in the region, but sometimes they just need that boost. And I can, you know, just not with Tyler, but, you know, even with my guards, if they're having an off night shooting the ball, sometimes they start hanging their head. Yeah. You know, I take my 4 guards in this region any day of the week. Nice. So, you know, you got to boost their confidence a little bit and tell them, hey, you know, you're not shooting well, next one's going in. It's fine.
You let your kids know you believe in them.
Oh, absolutely.
And thus they're going to be good in crunch time. They're going to have the belief in themselves that you believe in them so they can do the job.
Yeah.
As you know, so many games, especially going forward, Coach, as you get into the playoffs, those games, so many of those games are won at the end. And who wants it a little more, who has a break a little more. How far can this team go?
The sky's the limit for these guys. I mean, you know, it just kind of depends on how things pan out. But we have high expectations. Before the season started, our expectations were to win the region and make a strong push, if not win District 10.
Wow.
And that's where we're at right now.
Last time a Titusville team won District 10 in basketball would have been a long time ago, I'd imagine.
I don't know exactly the
I'm
date.
just looking at some of the other banners in there. 1,000-point shooters like Chalmers and LeBeau. I mean, I'm anxious to get some new names up there.
Yeah, and you will hopefully on Friday night. Kai Skinner will be hitting 1,000 points, so you'll be interviewing him here shortly. And he's only a junior.
Wow.
So
you got to be really pleased with his performance.
Yeah.
Now, did they play in the summer? Do you have put them in the summer league?
Yeah, we do. We go up to Barron and play, and then we have open gyms here all summer. It's kind of a mix, between the ones that, once football season kind of comes around, you see some of them dwindle off. But the ones that kind of stick with basketball, which you have the 2 guys you're going to be interviewing, they're basketball only. So they were with me all summer long. We worked hard, and you can definitely see the improvement. I mean, just from year to year, you can see the improvement with these guys.
Mike and I talk all the time about how you build a program. As the head coach, and now this is your 3rd year, going into your 4th as head. How do you translate down to elementary level and below so that you can continue building strong teams?
Well, it's hard. I mean, I'll be completely honest with you. I'm only one person, and you need a good support system underneath you. And, I have some really good coaches at the middle school level, but, we're all pretty young relatively, and we all have families. So we try to, I've been in touch with the YMCA and their little program and trying to help them, help those elementary school kids. And we work with the 6th graders. Rick and I do, my assistant. We work with them both before the season, in the fall, and then again in the spring. We have like a little camp to kind of just get us acquainted with them a little bit. So we try to do that as much as we can. I'd like to do it more, of course, but time restraints and family and stuff like that kind of takes over sometimes.
It is a small school like Titusville. Do you feel that this season's helping you get more kids involved? Maybe they're going to come out?
Yeah, and you see more kids at the younger age starting to come to games, and just for instance, last night there's a whole group of, I think they're 7th graders on the 7th grade team, and
nice.
When we came out, they're like, hey, Coach Mellars, and they're excited, and it's good to see the excitement of those younger kids saying, hey, this could be us one day.
And Luke, you probably know this better than myself, but how involved is the town right now? Do you feel the town being excited about this basketball team?
Oh yeah. Yeah, there's, as you said, Coach, there's so much discussion out in the community and that excitement, and I think you're seeing that with people coming to the games and watching, and they're getting loud. It's not just the kids. The parents are getting loud and excited to be there. So it really is a fun time. We love coming. Well, regardless of winning or losing, we love coming to watch you guys play. It's a lot of fun, and I think you've added a lot of excitement to the team.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, Craig, we want to thank you for giving us a couple of minutes. Good luck to you
absolutely.
and the Rockets the rest of the year. And if you secure that District 10 championship, man, we'll be back.
Yeah, I love it. Hopefully you'll be back.
We'll be back with a few players on the Rockets. Back with 2 members of the Titusville Rockets, Tyler Gates and Kai Skinner. Guys, thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having us.
All right, Tyler, let's start with you. You're a senior.
Yes, sir.
You've been playing basketball for 4 years here at Titusville?
Yep.
Okay. Program's doing really well this year. What's been the difference?
I think it all comes down to the experience we've had. We graduated a lot when I was a freshman, but coming up after that, the past 3 years, we started out with a losing record our first year as this team. Last year we come just barely over 500, and now this year we've got it down. We're playing as a team, playing good basketball, and this is our year.
Now, when you were a freshman, you lost a lot of seniors, as you said, but you also got a new coach your sophomore year.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
And I know he's sitting right across the table, so I don't want to put you on the spot, but how has the coaching change affected the overall environment of the whole program?
It wasn't easy. He came into a situation graduating. I think we graduated 6 that year.
Wow.
Many more than 6 tried out, and that was one of the better teams the school has seen. Okay. So he did have a tough situation coming in. I think he's handled it well, as you can see. I mean, his record gets better and better each year. So,
Ty, let's get to you. What makes you such a good scorer?
Well,
I guess you like the three-pointer.
I like 3 a little bit. I don't necessarily think it's all me with the scoring. I have a lot of great teammates.
Yeah, but what makes you a good scorer? I know you have a lot of teammates, and that's a great response, but to be a good scorer, you got to have a little bit of ability to put that ball through the hoop. So what makes you, you confident when you get that ball and you set up the shoot that's going in all the time? What do you look for? Are you looking at the back of the rim? What are you looking at?
I like to pick a little spot on the back of the rim and say aim small, miss small. So I look at a little ring on the back of the rim. After countless hours, it comes muscle memory. So,
and that's a good point. And you said countless hours. How much time do you put in practice and shooting?
I'm in the gym every day. Doesn't matter, Saturdays, Sundays, early mornings. Coaches, teammates, they all come in.
Now, this basketball season and beyond, in the summer and the spring.
Basketball never stops. So we're playing all year round. I know a lot of us do.
What do you like about the game of basketball?
I just enjoy the environment. I love being with the team. Winning's always great. All those different aspects of the game.
Why is winning good? Which, by the way, I want to congratulate you for saying that, because, just permeating our society that everybody gets a medal and it's okay just to show up, which I'm very anti-against.
Me too.
I am glad that you want to win. And why do you want to win?
I think winning, it's just something that comes within. It's something that's inside a person. Not everybody has it. I feel like our team as a whole, we push each other and our coaches push us to win. Winning's a habit, but so is losing. So you get that habit and you just feed off one another. All the energy gets brought up. It's just an enjoyable time.
Tyler, when you're playing here at the home crowd, you're seeing you're playing in front of your home crowd, and what I'm hearing is there's big crowds this year. They're very vocal, they're noisy. Make you feel good?
Yeah, they've been doing a great job, and I guess this is one thing I learned from my dad. I got to tell a story for everything because
right
he
ahead.
tells a story for everything. But
Tell us who your dad is.
Brian Bucky Gates, there's a picture of Chad Chalmers for the lead scorer, 1,000 points, all that, and the stands are loaded, they're packed full. And I said, Dad, I said this, we were in 10th grade, and I was like, how do we do it? And he's like,
How do we get the stands
It's
full?
like, you win games and they'll come. And so that was our losing year, but we've been winning games, and not only has the students increased, but the community has increased, seeing more adults coming in, and people have told me, hey, we got a basketball team worth watching, so we're going to come.
No doubt about that. And Ty, about the faculty, you get some praise from your faculty?
Yeah, it's kind of cool coming into school. I have a teacher, my biology teacher, his name's Mr. Rapp. When we were on our 12-game win streak, he'd come in every day. He's like, 11 in a row, let's go get another one, all that stuff. And you just go around to the teachers, they're very supportive of all of
Note
us.
Mr. Rapp's a wrestler too. So
Mr. Rapp is a wrestler.
That's a tough cross to get the wrestler basketball.
I know, to kind of go after each other a little bit. What's it like to play on a team? And your coach said he feels you can go as far as he'll take you guys this year. You want to win the region first.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure. Then you want to get in the playoffs, which you're
Yes.
going to be in unless something bad happens.
Yeah.
And you have a chance to make a good run. Are you guys looking at that, or you take it one game at a time?
I think we're definitely looking at it, but we need to take everything one game at a time. I know we saw last night Fairview, which is one of our rivals, went off and knocked off Northwestern. It kind of puts destiny in our own hands, and it allows us, we go out Friday, we can knock off Iroquois, and then we just keep rolling. We have a motto with the team, it's another one, and we are looking at that game before we look at anything beyond that.
Do you think, Tyler, when you guys, you're Titusville,
Yeah.
and you're playing a lot of the ECL, Erie County League schools, and they're known, the Fairviews and so forth, that they kind of overlook Titusville a little bit. Like, who's this team down there, Titusville?
Oh, I love it.
You guys have a little chip on your shoulder about that. Like, you guys think you're tougher than us, but you're
I'm
not.
an Isaiah Thomas, Bill Lambier guy. That's what I think we are, and that's who we are to
little
these
nasty.
guys.
Yeah.
So I like having that. I like being the, we got to drive an hour. As well.
What kind of a school is it?
Yeah,
If you just
farm
look at the
boys,
gym, they probably smile.
I
Yeah.
think they overlooked us at the beginning, but we kind of made a name for ourselves now. They're all shooting for us now.
And that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's good to have the bullseye on your back. I
Yeah.
always believe that too. That some people say, it's a lot of pressure. You want pressure.
Oh,
Life
yeah.
is pressure. Yeah. So you got to be able to how to handle it. Let me ask you this: you're having a bad game. How does it affect you?
I mean, you just have to shake it off and go to the next play. You just got to remember next play. You just can't keep looking back on the bad game, and so you just got to try to shake it off. And I mean, bad game, you got to go for a good teammate. You got to be a good teammate, and if your shot's not falling, get your teammates' shots. I guess that's one way to look at it.
You're one of the top scorers for the team.
Yep.
How are teams trying to get you off your game? 'Cause I know they're going to be coming after you, especially in the playoffs.
Yeah, I see a lot of face guarding, so they're just sticking with me. I've seen a boxing one a couple times this year. I mean,
Been hitting you a little bit. We're getting a little chippy out there sometimes.
yeah,
last
it definitely
night.
gets chippy. You take a lot of shots. I know, game against Seneca, took a couple hard shots, but teammates bring you back up. You just keep going.
You get a little frustrated though sometimes. The coach maybe has to talk to you a little bit. I mean, human nature, you're a competitive
Oh, yeah.
person. You must get a little frustrated or a little angry at the other person.
Yeah, I try not to show the nerves too much. I think I do a fairly decent job of it, but there's always a coach steps in and says, hey, you need to do this, or you could do a better job of doing this, and you just process that in your mind and you try and do better next time.
Being that you're the big man, let me ask you this question, Tyler. Can a referee change how you play? Do you have to know what kind of
Most
referee you have?
certainly, the referee can change how you play. Nothing makes me more mad the way this game is evolving that you can take a charge in a one-on-one post play. And they don't let you dip your shoulder anymore. No forearms in the back, and that's stuff I grew up learning how to play to
How do you
get
play
ready for
defense
this.
today? Can't touch the guy today, right?
I know, but I feel confident that I've practiced enough that this goes back to the weight room. You get a strong core and a strong base with your legs that I feel comfortable staggering my stance and using my chest and chesting up a guy. So it comes with it, and you got to keep your arms straight up. Second those arms go down, they're calling a foul.
You said something very important too. That a lot of people don't realize that weightlifting.
Oh, basketball as a whole, it's not there.
Right, and weightlifting is important in all sports today, and having a strong core is very important. And you hit the nail on the head. And to be a good basketball player today, you got to be strong.
Oh yeah.
And that's where you see it. You know, you look any high school game, kids are skinny. It's the weight room is not a factor in basketball, and I think that's one thing that sets us both apart.
And that's a good point, and I feel the same way. If you guys are in the weight room, if your team's in the weight room getting stronger, you're going to have an advantage over some teams.
Definitely.
And you're not going to be afraid to go in. You're not going to be afraid to drive in there and get bumped a little bit as you
Right.
go into the hoop, right? And you're not going to be
Yeah.
afraid to go up and block shots
yeah.
and so forth and go for those rebounds and box out with your strength and keep people off the boards. How good of a team are you guys rebounding as a team?
Game to game, sometimes there's good, sometimes there's bad, but I don't feel rebounding is a skill. I think it's more of a mindset. You have to want the ball, so you go out and get it. And once one person starts doing it, everybody else feeds off that. So it's just a mindset to me.
Mental
I
toughness.
think is where we have an advantage to it is when teams start double, triple boxing me out, and we can have some guys slide in and sneak some rebounds. That's one of our advantages when it comes to rebounding.
Gotta ask you both this because you're gonna graduate from Titusville in
Yes.
a few months, and you're gonna
Yeah.
be an alumnus of Titusville. One of the things I've been around this area for a long time, and up in the Meadville area, I'm from, and you know, Meadville got red and black. Franklin's
Yeah.
got red and black. Your school colors are, I guess some people call them unique, but does any teams like ask you guys who picked out your school colors or make fun of your school colors?
Oh,
I've never really heard it, but I'm sure they do.
You guys have pride in your school colors?
Yeah, I don't see a problem with them.
Good.
there are school colors you have to make them do.
What is your gym have a nickname?
Launchpad, I think they
That's what I
call
thought
it.
it was
Bad,
called.
yeah.
That's what I thought. And this year you guys are launching full tilt.
Yeah, we're
Yes,
doing
aren't
pretty
you?
good.
You're doing really good, and I'm really excited about your team this year too. And again, you guys are in a tough region.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really a tough region. You guys have really handled yourselves really well. Giving Mercy Arts Prep all they wanted, especially when you beat a private school. That's
Oh,
going to be a little
yeah.
incentive.
Of course.
It feels
Right.
good.
Yeah.
Their parents don't like it. They don't like it. No one likes it.
People in this town love it.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
yes.
Now, you're going to be graduating, like I said. What do you want to do?
I'm going to college next year.
Where at?
I'm going to Barron.
Nice.
Yep.
Penn State Barron.
Yep.
Want to play ball?
I'm playing ball for Coach Nyland.
Nice. Awesome. That's a nice school.
Yeah.
Beautiful campus. Been up there many times. A nice facility up there also.
#1 in the AMCC.
What do you want to major in?
I'm going for mechanical engineering technology.
Well, you got a smart one here, Coach. Let me tell you, you're good in math, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm studying the calc pretty hard this year.
That's great.
Me
I'll tell you what,
both.
I can still remember my days in algebra. I always thought that was a foreign language. A plus B equals, I could care less what A plus B equaled. Geometry I did okay because I could memorize the theorems. Algebra, calculus, whoop.
How often do you use that now?
I never used it.
Calc is algebra. It's
See, I can memorize
with calc
it.
concepts.
Yeah. Let me ask you this. What do you want to do after you get out of here?
Yeah, so I'm a junior. I have 1 year left. I want to go major in pre-medicine, eventually specialize to be a pediatrician, I think is what I'm interested in right now.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Tyler, you're a senior. You got like 4 months to go until you're going to get that diploma here at Titusville. When you look back, it went fast, didn't it?
Oh, wow.
Huh? When you walked in this building as a little kid, and now you're going to be leaving here shortly.
You don't remember it. And I
like
remember
a-
what 9th grade year, and it's true what your parents tell you, what everyone tells you. It goes by way faster than you think.
Well, I'll tell you this too. As you're going to go off to college, I always felt the best 4 years of your life were in college.
I've heard that a lot.
And it's a blur. And I'm glad you're going to be playing ball too, because that must be exciting. And congratulations too. And that's going to be a great thing for the program too, to have a student going on to play ball.
Yeah.
Maybe some of these guys will have a chance next year to go down to Penn State Barron and watch you play a little bit.
No, I'll
You,
be there.
you have some time, but it's got to be rewarding to both of you the year you guys are having.
Oh, it's something to look back on and remember
Yeah,
for
it's
sure.
definitely hard to describe. It's kind of just happening. I mean, we get a win, it feels good, but then we focus on the next one. It's kind of hard to go back and look at what we've done. We don't really want to do that until we've have everything finished.
I'd like to restart the season and do it again. There's only 5 games left in the regular season. Where'd it go?
But then you can go on and on and
Yeah.
on,
Yep.
hopefully. Guys, I want to thank you both for giving me a few minutes of your time. I want to tell you what, people, some people say the youth isn't where it used to be. After listening to you two guys, I think we're in good hands for the future. You two guys have it together. You know what you want to do, and you know where you're going. So good luck to both of you, and good luck for the Rockets the rest of the year.
Thank you.
You've been watching Sports Close-Up on Armstrong. Great interview right there with the Titusville coach and his players, Jim. And I tell you what, I don't know if you ever been to Titusville High School. Very big home court advantage there. They got one side bleachers and then bleachers underneath one basket, and then the wall where the team sits on both sides. It's kind of interesting.
It's like an old bandbox.
It's exactly what it is. It's a bandbox. It's a rocket bandbox. I think they call it the launch pad. I'm not sure, but
I like that.
yeah. But the Rockets, as we said, are doing well. You know, as this show airs, it's a little bit later, but we want to pay our respects to Dave Hanahan's family. Dave Hanahan, another great celebrity, local radio personality this area's lost. He was on MGW for many years. He was on ZPR FM for many years, and then he went over to Cool. He's worked very hard there too. Did a lot of games with Chuck. I know he did a lot of Allegheny games.
Yeah, he did a lot. He was actually one of my first days on the job at Allegheny. They were covering a Gator softball game. He's one of the first people I've met, and I mean, he was, you know, one of the nicest guys, most genuine guys, a real people person, tremendous guy, and you know, it really stunk to see his health kind of decline over the last couple of years. But he did a lot of stuff with us at Allegheny, and we'll definitely miss him.
Yeah, you know, he fought hard to the bitter end, and what you heard on the air is what you got in person too.
Yep.
You know, there's no airs about Dave, just a humble guy. And remember when I was a youngster coming to this area and listening to Meadville football, he did a lot of Meadville football games in the late 70s and did a great job there. So we will miss Dave, but, you know, I sent Luke a text a couple of days ago, and I said to Luke, I said, Keith, Dave, and Gary are probably doing a morning show from heaven.
Oh, that's a heck of a crew up there, I know.
And he said, I wonder how you get that show. But it'd be an interesting show right now to see those three guys going on about stuff. Hey, big things are happening. First of all, Super Bowl. Yeah, the old man against the young kid.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I'm happy the Broncos made it. If the Steelers didn't make it, I'm happy the Broncos made it.
I don't think you get much argument from most people in the country. I think most people were rooting against New England, only because they're good. It's like the Yankees.
Yep.
You know, when you're good, people don't like you.
And, you know, Belichick's got that smug attitude.
He does.
Brady's, you know, the golden boy. What? Yeah. I saw somewhere, I think it was on Facebook or something, and nothing unites the country more than hating the Patriots. So, yeah, you're exactly right. I don't think.
Who are you picking for the Super Bowl?
Talent-wise, I think the Panthers. You know, it would be a feel-good story to see Denver do it. You'd like to see Manning because it looks like this will be his last shot. But
Does he retire after this
I
game?
think
win or
so.
lose?
I think so. Yeah. You know, but you like I said, you would like to see him go out on top. But I think the Panthers, what they've done this year, you know, Newton is incredible. Their defense, Kuechly, all those guys.
Cam Newton's brother is a great quarterback at the high school level. I saw some clips on him. He looks like Cam Newton already
Boy.
at his age, and he's going to be highly recruited. And he's big and strong like Cam is and can throw the ball.
Those are some genes, huh?
Yeah, so you know, maybe another Newton going to be in the draft down the road. Hey, talking about the draft, and you're a big Steeler fan. What do you think the Steelers need for next year?
The defensive backs and maybe one or two on the offensive line. I know, I believe 2 of the offensive linemen are going to free agency. Villanueva has done well. You know, the great story, the 6'9" guy
yeah.
from West Point.
Yep.
But the defensive backs, I think that they rated as like one of the worst, bottom 3 in every pass defense metric. So I think you got to do some work there.
Did a great job at linebacker, though. They got some young linebackers that are really good.
And again, bolstered by the old man, James Harrison.
Yeah,
you know,
what a
the
year he had.
ageless
Is he
wonder.
coming back?
I think he wants to. I
Really?
do think he's leaning towards it. But yeah, the linebackers, you know, Timmons, I've always been a huge Timmons fan. But, you know, I'd like to see, they've never had Roethlisberger and Bell and Brown healthy at the same time. I would like to
really?
see them go through a season with those 3.
It's going to be interesting to see if they draft a quarterback. I know a lot of people think they should develop one now.
I've heard that too. You know, it was Landry Jones. I mean, he did okay when he came in, but it seems like, you know, they're not exactly happy with him. Tomlin said something in his last press conference. You know, he didn't exactly give him a vote of confidence for what that means. So
Doesn't mean too good when the head coach doesn't.
no.
And of course, being a big hockey fan, you and I are, and I'm a big Ranger fan. I think Penguins kind of got one of the former Rangers on their team now.
Hagelin, yes, he's been magnificent for the Penguins. Actually,
Oh, I tell you what, boy, the Rangers miss him.
that's yeah. I mean, I remember when the Penguins played them in the playoffs. 2 years ago? He
Yeah.
was like the one-man show. He
Yeah.
scored the game winner in overtime to knock him out. So.
That's right. He has a motor that keeps going.
Oh yeah, and they have him on the line with Phil Kessel and Evgeny Malkin. I mean, that's pretty good, and it's. it's paid dividends so far.
But, you know, the class of that division right now is Washington.
Yeah.
Wow. Ovechkin is playing unbelievable.
Yeah, he could score 60 goals this year. You know, you don't see that in this game anymore.
No, you don't.
And their goalie Holtby, you know, he's incredible. He steals games when Ovechkin's not scoring 3 goals a game. Holtby's saving 45 shots.
So it's going to be tough to get out of that division in the playoffs.
It is.
The way
It
Capitals
is.
are playing.
I mean, you've heard beginning of the year they're supposed to be okay, but they've kind of flamed out the last few years. But this year they're just, they're pretty unstoppable.
And, you know, since our last show when we went up to Allegheny and did the men's basketball program, I see the Gators suffered a tough loss injury-wise.
Yeah, Chris Milon was one of the team's best players throughout the year. Had to suffer a season-ending knee injury. So, next man up, they have Evan Zabriskie. He's played a lot in the last couple of years. He's kind of stepped in there. Brandon Smith, who we actually had on the show, he's playing some more minutes. But it was a big loss for them to overcome. He was second in the conference and 4th in the country in field goal percentage, around 65%. So that's a big loss. Next man up, though, Bob Simmons, Coach Simmons said, the basketball gods have something against us this year.
So when you look at that NCAC men's division, who do you think's the favorite to come out of there?
Ohio Wesleyan. They're a juggernaut this year. They're like the Washington Capitals of the NCAA.
Do they have a lot of seniors, or are they pretty well balanced?
They have one senior. He was the conference player of the year
That's
last
it?
year, starting. Yeah, maybe 2. They may have a wing as a senior too, but the show goes through their point guard, Nate Axelrod. He's a sophomore. He was the conference rookie of the year last year. He might be 5'7" if he's lucky, but he's incredible.
Wow.
He'll hit shots. He'll hit 25-footers. He'll drive. Yeah.
What about the ladies? How the Gator ladies done?
They're doing well. Caitlin Fromnecht from Erie, McDowell High School, just broke the school record for block shots.
That's awesome.
She's pretty, she had a heck of a year.
What year is she?
She's a senior.
Okay.
They're actually a very senior-heavy team. They have 6 seniors, and they actually have a very good class of freshmen as well. Coach Costanza has been playing like 14 players regularly in a rotation.
I heard it's like a line change.
Yeah, every stop should play 4 in, 5 in. Yeah. But they're sitting in prime position for a playoff game. Hopefully they'll get top 3 or 4.
They have a chance to come through?
I believe so they can go. Denison and DePaul are the cream of the crop in the conference right now. Denison has a girl, Jordan Holmes. She leads the NCAA in rebounding and block shots, so she's killed us every time we've played them. But, it's been close with them. Team-wise matched up against them. We have to get over the hump with DePaul. That's a team that, they're down a little bit this year, won the national championship 2 years ago. So those are the top 2 right now, Dennis and DePaul. But, I think we could certainly get into the semifinals, if not the finals.
And real quickly, new football coach up at the Hill.
BJ Hammer comes from Wabash College, which has an excellent pedigree.
Yes, they do.
I think he's been the offensive coordinator. He was the offensive coordinator there since 2010, and he's produced the conference defensive player of the year every year he's been there.
Wow.
This past year they made it to the Elite 8. So I think he knows. I think he was a very good choice.
So he also probably knows a lot of recruiting out that way also. He probably has some contacts not only this way, but out there.
He does. And another area that he wants to tap into that he said was very good for him at Wabash is Arizona. Because there's not much small college football out there.
Nice.
The kids are looking to go out and play. I know he's going to make a trip over there, reintroduce himself to some of the high school coaches and all that. So, yes, he definitely has a lot of contacts when it comes to recruiting.
And did you get a new track coach also?
We cross country.
Cross country.
Ben Maurer. He was a 2008 graduate of Allegheny College. Came from Coe College in Iowa, where he was the associate track coach and head cross country coach.
So we'll be looking to get them on our show down the road. Both of those guys.
I'll see what I can do.
Yeah, both of those guys. And future shows on Sports Close-Up. Next show after this one is going to be Meeville Wrestling with head coach Barry Anderson and some of his wrestlers. And then we're working on some other shows. Well, Allegheny Swimming.
Allegheny Swimming, yes. Coach Coombiers and his.
How they doing?
We talk about how tough the NCAC is
Right.
with basketball and swimming. It's the premier conference
Wow.
in the nation. Number 1, they have 3 teams in the top 10. The number 1 and number 2 teams in the country are both in the conference. So it's tough competing against Denison and Kenyon and DePaul. Those are the 3. But individually, he's having a lot of good performers. Erica Salzoni is a diver. She set the school record in dives a couple weeks ago, which was pretty cool because it was actually the former record holder, Melissa Moody, was a national champion, 2-time national champion, and the record that she set that Erica broke was the national record for like 10 years. So, and he's got a couple. He's a younger team as well, Coach Kumir. But individually they're very good. But come conference time, it's tough. It's tough to. But he could have some some swimmers advance national to regionals after the conference. But
Nice.
he's a good guy to talk to. You'll enjoy him.
That'll be great. So those are a couple of our shows coming up. I remind everybody that the basketball high school playoffs will be coming up. I know right here Armstrong will be out covering some of those games, so stay tuned. Check your local listings on that. And all wrestling, high school wrestling on Armstrong, hockey on Armstrong, any high school sports, Jeff and Kevin are out there covering it. They do a good job.
And I watch them. I watch them all.
It's good. So, by the way, the playoffs are open this year, and Titusville has a good chance to advance pretty far this year in the playoffs. And we'll be keeping an eye on the Rockets again. We want to thank everybody at Titusville High School for allowing us to come down there and do the show. And special thanks to my good friend Luke for helping me out. For Jim Berger, this is Mike Fierro. You've been watching Sports Close-Up on Armstrong.